Today's talk is going to be on measuring to a 1/8. And what this is going to help us do, it's going to help you in math, but it's also going to help you in science when we are doing our motion and design unit and we are measuring distances. So we're going to take a look at the ruler itself. And you can see right here I have a simple kind of drawing of a ruler with the eighths marks on it. And what I've done is I've taken a little cross section of that ruler and I blew it up and made it a lot bigger. Now what you're going to have to realize is each one of these lines, there's 8 of them all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Each one represents 1/8. So if we look at our first line, it is equal to 1/8. Our second line, 2/8. But because you can change fractions and reduce them and make them smaller, 2/8 also equals 1/4. And I'm going to show that on the next slide how these individual units reduce down. So why don't we do that right now? Let's take a look at our fractions to the eighths, just like on the ruler. 1 block filled in would equal 1/8. However, when we go over here to 2/8, 2/8 filled in also equals 1/4. This block right here, this long piece, is the same size as this. So instead of calling it 2/8, we can also break that block down into 1 2 section, 2 2 sections, 3 2 sections, and 4 2 sections. So these two filled in together also equals 1/4. If we come over to 3/8, 3/8 cannot be reduced down. These 3 cannot be split up into equal parts. We took these 3 and then these 3, we would have 2 pieces left over. So we can't evenly divide that. But if we look at 4/8 now, 4/8, 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 8 are shaded in. 4/8 also looks like what? If you had this as a, say, a candy bar, and you split up this much, how much would you be giving away? You'd be giving away 2/4, or you're probably more familiar with 1/2. So 4/8 also equals 1/2. And I'll bring that ruler back in a little bit and you'll be able to see that. 5/8, again, it's a fraction that can't be reduced, so we simply just call it 5/8. 6/8, however, can be reduced and broken down into bigger chunks. There's 2 chunks there, 2, 2, and we have 2 left over, so it's evenly divisible. 6/8 also equals 1, 2, 3 out of 4 blocks shaded in. 7/8, again, all 7 shaded in, 1 left over, 7 out of 8 shaded in. We do have 8/8, or it is equal to 4/4. Both of these are equal to 1 whole. The whole bar is filled in for 8/8 as it is for 4/4, and that equals 1 whole. Now let's go back to our ruler and see how these fractions work with our ruler. So the ruler and the fraction sounds like the title of some sort of a movie. So we have our ruler here, and as you can see I have it broken down into 1/8, 1/4, 3/8, 1/2, 5/8, 3/4, 7/8. If you look down here, here's our fraction bar that shows all 8 of our pieces, and they're numbered 1 through 8. Here's another fraction bar that shows the bar in fourths, and there's another one that's in halves. So let's say you had something that was measuring to this line right here, the 1, 2, the 3/8. What does that also equal? Can we come down? 3/8 also equals, there's no line here. So 3/8 simply is 3/8. But if we move over 1, and we come to 1, 2, 3, the 4th line out of 8. The 4th line out of 8 is also 4/8, 2/4, or 1/2. So you can think of a ruler as a fraction bar. And if you count those lines, you will then be able to convert any of your measurements into the smallest unit possible. For example, if you measure something and it is on that 6th line right there, pause the video if you want and try and figure out what you think it would be. Now, if you paused it, you would have stopped and came down and saw that 6/8 is also equal to 3/4. Now, you can use this for an 1/8 ruler, and in a future video, I'm going to show you how to measure to the 16th. So imagine lines in between each of those, and it's going to be the same concept as with the 1/8.